Hello, housemates, and welcome back to Diablo 3. Trying with yet another set dungeon. Our attempt at the Uliana Stratagem set dungeon was miserable failure. That build in general was a miserable failure. So we're going to try a different one now. We're going to try Sunoko's Strength. I think that's what it's called. Is that what you're called? Sunoko, the Monkey King's Garb. So with this one, it's a Sweeping Wind centered build. So what you get from Sweeping Wind is you constantly get a 50% damage reduction while it's active, which is awesome. Every second Sweeping Wind spawns a decoy next to the last enemy that hit you that taunts nearby enemies and then explodes for 1,000% weapon damage for each stack of Sweeping Wind that you have. And then the last ability is Lashing Tail Kick, Tempest Rush, and Wave of Light consume a stack of Sweeping Wind to deal 3,000% increased damage. So that's pretty good. What I have is Tempest Rush. I have this on, so I could switch to Wave of Light if I so chose. It's possible, and I've thought about doing this, that I could have no spirit generators, because with this rune of Cyclone, the Sweeping Inner Storm one, I get Spirit whenever is at 3 or more stacks, and I also have this ability where I gain 2 stacks every second that I don't deal damage, so I'm pretty much always going to be at 3 stacks. So I'll always be getting some good spirit regeneration that way. I think it might not work. It might consume too much spirit. Ultimately, with this build, I'm looking for that item, I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, maybe a shoulder piece, that lets you have like 7 more stacks of Sweeping Winds. And so I'd get up to 9. And Blade Storm increases the damage, increases the radius. While, is it 3 or more? I thought there was one that let you have more stacks, one of these runes, but I was wrong. So yeah, I could have like 9 stacks, and that would be really good. Which would also mean that I could consume more stacks, and that my decoys would do more damage. So this is a bit more of a stable build. It has some built-in damage reduction. It's constantly doing damage, constantly regenerating my spirit, etc., etc. So I've tested this out a little bit, and I survive a bit better. I can't kill things very fast, but we'll see. So, like I said, the only thing I have that really builds onto this right now is the Sweeping Wind stacks here, which is pretty good. And I want the thing that increases the number of stats you can get. Let's look and see which item that is. Is it a shoulder piece? I'm pretty sure it's some piece of armor. Let's see, it's not that. It's not that. Although that's actually what I should have on in lieu of those other bracers at the moment. I have some of those sitting around somewhere. Don't I? Or did I crunch them up? I may have crunched them up already. Oh no, they're right here. Yeah, so let's put those on. Yes. Also, another thing to consider, if I could keep, depending on how severe the spirit regeneration is, how good it is, we could always try and put this on and just keep myself from getting hit. Not put it on, but maybe use that as my enchant to keep my damage reduction way high. But in any case, so I was looking at something. Oh yeah, I was looking to see what we might, if we can find out what that thing is. It's not the Law of Seth. It's not the Mind's Eye. It's not that. Is it this? No. This? No. Pinto's Pride? No. Madstone? No. This is what I'm getting right now. Immune. Damaging enemies? No. 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 Okay. Is it a weapon? I know that there's an ability. It may not be a thing that I can disenchant to get. That's one thing to consider. This is what we're looking for the Uliana's build. Nope. Ah, okay. Increase the maximum stack of sweeping wind by 7. So that's up to 10. This is what we want. It's a hand weapon. So that means that ultimately this build will be using fist weapons, a double weapon thing. So what else? I don't necessarily need to think of this right now, but if we're going to be using that, that means we're going to want another fist weapon. So we could use this because Wave of Light builds into this. If you're late, increase damage, initial impact. That's all right. Again, this could work. I mean, this is just good in general. That's fun. This is something that might be built into the build, the other build. Okay, so we eventually want to get Vengeful Wind, so that's in the future. But right now, let's try and figure out this set dungeon. I'm astounded that Brother Liam was able to find a way. The pinnacle? I would have not thought it possible. All right, that's the pinnacle of heaven. No doubt. That's the only thing named pinnacle in the game that I can think of. And so I guess that's right after the Silver Spire level 2. Yeah. So let's see how well we handle. You see, those things died pretty fast. You can see we can take damage pretty well there. So this is pretty good, this build. We're not killing things as fast as we did with the Inna's build, but we're living, which is what we couldn't do with the Uliana's build. I definitely want the Sweeping Wind hand weapon. That would make this really awesome. Because those decoys would then do upwards of 10,000% damage when they exploded. And that would be pretty much all the time, because the stacks stay pretty high, even if I use Tempest Rush a lot. See, my spirit stays pretty high too. All right, this is good. I have some amount of hope that we'll be able to get this set dungeon to work. Uh-oh. Yeah, my internet is infuriatingly bad. Yeah, here's Pinnacle of Heaven. So it's got to be around here somewhere, right? No? Oh, there it is. So here we are. Primary objectives: maintain sweeping wind for the duration of the dungeon. Well, I mean, that's... So the way that my belt works, that's basically a given. So I think with the belt item, this particular set dungeon becomes almost trivially easy. So let's see if that's actually the case. Oh, fuck you, Comcast. You're so fucking terrible. So we may get DC'd before we get to do this. What? This is a bit of a weird one, frankly. Because basically you just don't want things to die. Yeah, this is a bit... Yeah, this is weird. I guess you just need to run around and gather a lot of enemies. Okay. And the latency is not helping here. For fuck's sake. Yeah, I think I've already failed part of this because, like, the latency made my sweeping wind not work from the start of the dungeon. Oh, wait. Okay, so I definitely have not maintained my sweeping wind. I can't tell if... Okay. I know part of what I was doing wrong. I was forgetting how that belt thing actually worked. So it only gets more stacks while you are not dealing damage with Sweeping Wind. So once you're in combat, you have to continue hitting with regular attacks. Yeah, so this one's a bit weird to manage. Ugh. So we're not gonna, like, even remotely get this one. Because I fucked it up a couple of ways. So we'll try this one again now that we know how it works a little bit better. Come on, just give me some more dudes here. So we're not going to get any of the criteria for this one. Yep, we failed to complete any of them. So that's bad news. Oh, they'd give me a portal right there. So let's actually, we'll go out the front way so that we can try it again. So things need to be alive long enough. Alright, so sweeping wind gains 2 stack every second. It does no damage. So I need to run into large groups of enemies, and they need to not die for the relevant amount of time. Let's try this again. So you have 15 seconds to initiate sweeping wind. That's good to know. And we failed that because there weren't enough dudes around. I should probably just kite people so I can find large groups of enemies. Yeah, it's a bit difficult. Oh, come on. All right, that's 3 times. One more.
Your flaws are revealed.
All right, that didn't work. I gotta find one more big group of enemies. Come on now. Ah, fuck this latency. Oh god, I so hate Comcast. I'm gonna get DC'd. This attempt was probably gonna work, and now it's not going to work. Oh, come on, I was one short? Oh, that's such fucking bullshit. Yes! Okay, now I just have to not die, and... maybe kill some more monsters. I don't think I'm going to be able to kill all the requisite monsters in the amount of time that I have left. Where were all you motherfuckers earlier? That's what I want to know. So, I completed it, but I didn't get the mastery objective because I just didn't kill enough things in the relevant amount of time. Ah, well. This dungeon is laid out a bit funky as well, funkily. So this dungeon isn't particularly hard, especially if you have the belt which just maintains your sweeping wind stacks for you. That removes one of the major sort of like timing obstacles, or like, so if you didn't have that belt, when you were running in these large gaps between enemies, your sweeping wind would run out unless you had sufficient spirit to just keep re-upping it all the time, which that in and of itself isn't too difficult of a task, but it would be obnoxious, and you might get caught in a place where there's nothing you could do about it because you're just out of spirit or something like that, or you just forgot to press the button in time. So that would be quite a bit irritating. My problem, I guess, was just the dungeon layout, basically. I didn't go in the right directions. Alright, so we didn't master it, but we did complete it. So that's something, and we'll take it. So hopefully you enjoyed this. It was much more successful than my Uliana Stratagem build, Uliana Stratagem run. So please hit that thumbs up button, and if you'd like to see more, then please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to take another crack at the Inna's dungeon. I need to think about that build a bit more, because the way I have it built for like running rifts is, I think, a little bit overpowered, and I can't get the activate Mystic Allies with a certain number of enemies within a certain number of yards down when my guys are spread out, because there's so many of them. So we'll have to see how that works. But anyway, thank you for watching. Please like the video, please subscribe, and if you're not going to do any of those things, then I don't care what you do.